couple months ago, I found this book in one of the little free libraries near my house, and I thought that I would turn it into a junk journal with some packaging paper on the inside. And I've been using this to experiment with different kinds of stamping with found objects that I already had laying around. I did the looped stitch along the spine to create this journal, which I have some videos to teach you how to do that if you would like to make your own. But today's video is going to be some ideas for printing using some materials you probably already have laying around. Before this video, I just rounded up a few things that I already had at my house. This is the closure for a coffee bag, a bag of coffee beans, which bends, which is going to be really fun for maybe a spiral print. I also got a cap from my half and half container, or like a Gatorade bottle cap or something similar would work. This is from a new bottle of deodorant. It's the little plastic protector on the top that you take off before you use it. And I also got some thin cardboard that will be fun to fold or bend to create some different kinds of prints. I also pulled out this really fancy bag of other things that I've printed with in the past that I just saved, like a plastic spoon, some cardboard pieces, super official pine cone, and this was from some knob and tube wiring. We just got done with a construction project. Here is another piece from construction for circles. Here's a spiral that I already made with another coffee bag closure, some styrofoam that I cut to a certain shape, and then just some other random things that I found, even a little piece of paper that I used for little tiny lines. Another piece of toilet paper tube cut down for some smaller little U shapes. Here's like a bigger U or half circle shape. So I'm not going to show you all of these ideas in today's video, but hopefully seeing these things shows you that you don't really need anything super fancy. I also have just decided to use some acrylic paint that I actually got for free, and I'm using just two colors in my printing notebook, just so I'm not overwhelmed with color options. So the last thing that would be helpful today, if you're going to try this, is a magazine, an old magazine to put your paint on. It's like a paint palette, and you can dip your items in that way. So first off, I'm going to show you this spiral print, and I think I'll use this cap and this from the bag of coffee beans. So I'm actually just I'm not even going to glue it down because that would take time to dry. So I'm just going to use a piece of tape. Super simple. Put it in a little roll or loop, and then I'm just going to stick it on top, and hopefully that will hold this for a little while. None of these are really like permanent printing options, but they last long enough for one or a couple printing sessions. So I think I'll just do another spiral, but you could bend this into any shape, of course. I was actually thinking about turning this into like a V shape, but I'm going to use my thin cardboard for that. Okay. Nice. So I'm just going to stick it. Ooh, it fits. It fits really well. I'm just going to, the tape's not strong enough. So if you have stronger tape, actually it might be strong enough, but if you have stronger tape, like duct tape or something, that would be good. I think I actually used my packaging tape last time I did that, so let me get that. Or of course you could just use super glue or white glue, but you can't really wash these. Well, I guess no matter if you use tape or glue, you can't really wash these because then it'll all fall apart when you're washing them. So let's see if this holds. Holds a little bit better, but we're just gonna go with it. Something else that's really handy with these magazines is you can slip them under the pages you're working on. That way when you go off the edge, you're not getting the paint on anything. All right, so let's move this. I'm gonna just put some of my black acrylic on here. Maybe I'll do this peach color too, just in case. Okay. So let's see, I'll start with this one since this is my newer one. I'm slightly worried it's going to fall off, but let's try. Ooh. So I'm just gonna kind of test it over here. Just, oh yeah. Sometimes when you first put down your paint and it's like a big puddle of paint, sometimes that gets too much paint on whatever you're stamping. So you can either kind of stamp it out so it's a little bit thinner, or you can kind of just stamp it once and then stamp it on whatever you're stamping on. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So looks like this part's a little close. Let's try this. The great thing about making like this junk journal kind of thing is there's no pressure. I don't like pressure when I'm trying out new things and experimenting. All right, I think I can fit one, maybe one more column. Let's see. Okay. Another one I wanted to show you is this one. I really like how this one turned out. I made these little marks with a plastic fork, but I don't have that anymore. So I'll just show you these curved lines and then these circles. So for that, I'm going to use this actually. I've already used this. It's a toilet paper roll, of course, that I've just cut. And you could manipulate it a little bit so it's a different kind of curve. You could keep it open like that. I think I'm going to just keep it like this so I can fit two curved lines inside of each other. And then I'm going to use this for the circles. Or maybe, yeah, we'll see. Okay. So I'm going to use this black that I've already put on here. And let's see what it looks like. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it around to flatten out this pile of paint. And let me just do a test. Okay. So for this, maybe I'll start off the page a little bit. And then as I'm working, I think the second half circle, I'll just bend this just a little bit so it fits inside better. And see how that goes. So I'm going to use this little circle that I have. There's so many little circles I'm sure you can find. I have 3 just right here. I'm just going to use this one, and I think I'll do the peach color just right in here. And for the little circle on the inside, I think I used a paintbrush. Let's see if this one works. This one has kind of a thin end. Let's see. Yeah. This is still looking a little bit empty to me. So maybe I'll do some doodles over here while I think about what else I want to add. I'm actually going to use this little piece of scrapbook paper that I literally just cut and folded in half for a little bit extra thickness. And I think I'm going to do some little lines coming off these little circles. So let me show you. You could actually, you know what? I think I'm going to use this since I have this. So I'm just going to cut and fold just for some extra support so it's not super flimsy. And then I'm just going to dip in the end. I always like to test it first. And let's see. Oh yeah, okay. All right, so I'm going to do one more stamping idea, but these pages are still wet. So I'm trying to think of what I can do or what I can put in between my pages so when I flip them, they don't get squished and get messed up, which they're probably still going to get messed up, but let's see. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Kind of gives it some space so they're not touching. And then I'll just I can't do it on that side, so I'll just show you on this side. though I don't really have a plan, but I do want to incorporate this other idea that I was doing before where I laid some paint down first and then printed on top, which I thought was interesting. I'm going to use the spoon, which clearly I already used, and I'm going to just pick up some paint and just kind of smear it around. Oop. I got some there. Whoops, that's okay. This made me really uncomfortable when I tried this the first time, but like I said earlier, this is a great spot to just play and experiment. Do things that maybe you normally wouldn't do, because I definitely normally wouldn't do this. While I'm doing this step, I'm thinking about what I can put on top, and I just remembered that the end of this spoon I've used before for another printing pattern, so maybe I'll see if I can incorporate that somehow. The other thing that I haven't used yet is that oval top of my deodorant, which I think I'm also going to incorporate somehow. So I'm just going to set this one aside, and I'm going to just see what I think might look good. I'm thinking maybe just in the middle of each one. Let me print. Let me just see what it looks like over here. It might look like an eyeball. But you know what? I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm just going to go ahead and go for it, I think. Maybe if I do it this way. Let's see. Okay, not very exciting. Maybe alternate. Oh, alternate them. So this is just a toilet paper tube that I've cut down, and then I rolled it up with a rubber band so that it's a smaller U shape. So I'm going to use black again because I only have two colors. This is kind of a thicker line that I want. So let me flip it over to the clean side. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's better. Just don't know which way to put it. Ooh, looks like a smile. So here is the big finale. This is what I do when I don't like a page. Are you ready? print, I'm going to do something a little more safe. And I'm going to do some V-shapes on top. I just took this thin cardboard, folded it, turned it into a V shape, and I'm just going to stamp it. So as I'm finishing this up, let's think about what these prints would be good for. Junk journaling, obviously, just playing and experimenting, process over product, or doing it just for the process. Sometimes it just is good to play. Could use this for an art journal background. You could decorate wrapping paper. You could print this on a cover of a journal. And probably, collage fodder. This would be great for a collage. This would be great for a collage, right? So I hope that these ideas inspired you to try out some of your own printing. And I would love to see what prints you've created and what you've created them with. If you do share and you put it on Instagram, I would love to see. My Instagram name is Feinberg Art Studio. Feel free to tag me so I can see, and let me know if you like this video. And if you do, perhaps I will make another one with some more printing ideas. As always, feel free to like this video so I know what kind of content you like, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Enjoy.